Have you been waiting for the next edition of our Wynot Wyoming video where we explore the 4th area of Wyoming? Well, fear not, because today is the day we're going to go on a tour of the Yellowstone region. Hi there, I'm Stan Hartzheim with Double H Home Loans, and I'm excited to have you along for the ride. Today, we're going to be starting out in the town of Evanston. Although Evanston is a charming little historic town, don't let that fool you. So Evanston is actually considered a suburb of Salt Lake City, even though it's, 80 miles away or something like that. But because they consider it as such, they've done a really good job of putting in infrastructure like roads, high-speed internet, things like that. It makes it a really good place to commute from or live and work right there in town. From here, you have access to some of the best skiing around. And Evanston is also known as a mecca for the outdoor enthusiasts year-round. Because the Bear River flows right through this area, it is a destination for kayakers and anglers that are looking for that honey hole of fish. All right, folks, we have a choice for how we want to attack this particular region. We can drive east and hit the Fort Bridger Historic Site on the way to Green River. You may recall me talking about the Green River area in one of my other videos. Or we can head straight north up to the town of Kemmerer. Just so you know, there is actually a way to get straight from Green River up to Kemmerer if you decide you want to go that route. And near the town of Kemmerer, we're going to be stopping off at the Fossil Butte National Historic Site. In prehistoric times, this entire area was actually a subtropical lake ecosystem. So the calm lake waters and the natural predation made this a fantastic spot for forming fish fossils. Fossil Butte is actually one of the largest deposits of fresh fish fossils in the entire world. This has actually created some really colorful mineral deposits that rise up about 1,000 feet above the Twin Creek Valley. On a way less natural and more materialistic note, Kemmerer is also listed as the home of the J.C. catalog department store empire, which, as empires go, has fallen, but it still holds a place in the hearts of a lot of collectors of Americana. All right, guys, before we head out of town, let's go over and grab a pie at the Scroungy Moose Pizza Joint. One TripAdvisor review actually called it a magical wonder of the world. That's some good za. I'm really glad we decided to eat because we do have a bit of a drive ahead of us before we get to our next destination. But don't you worry, it's going to be well worth it. We are heading north to the town of AFTON. Now, just so you know, AFTON is famous for a couple of things, but the reason we're here is to see the world's largest elkhorn arch. Oh man, just kidding. I did not bring us all this way just to take a look at a giant arch of elkhorns. Although, I guess it's pretty cool. But seriously though, AFTON is home to the world's largest intermittent spring, also known as periodic spring. We're going to be able to take a little hike and we'll be able to watch some really picturesque views, and the intermittent spring is going to go off about every 20 minutes or so. You're going to see a cascade of water that forms an entire waterfall and then shuts off. It's really cool. Along the way, there's some really great signage that will educate you into how that works, the hydraulics and the natural turning on and off of the water, so pay attention. From here, we're going to be taking in probably one of the most scenic 80-mile drives you can imagine. So this stretch of Highway 89 climbs up over Salt Canyon and then over the Salt River Pass before it drops down into the Star Valley. This really is one of the most beautiful drives you can take, and when you couple that with your hike up the periodic spring, you're going to understand why I said this is worth the drive. This route also is going to take us through numerous little quaint communities that we could explore on our way up to Alpine. Once we make our way up to Alpine, we might decide to stay over at the Flying Saddle Resort or the Nordic Inn. Both fantastic choices. And before we hit the sack at our hotel room, we might head over to Melvin Brewing, sit out on their amazing outdoor patio. The view is stunning, and grab a great cold beer. And they actually have some really good burgers there too, so maybe we'll just decide to hang out there for the remainder of our day. Now, first thing in the morning, we're gonna head on over to the town of Jackson. In Jackson, there are a ton of shops and stores for all tastes. There are also quite a few art galleries and museums. Along with the shops and stores, you'll find some world-class cuisine. I actually read a headline somewhere that called Jackson Hole catnip for serious skiers and big spenders. And when we're done in this town, we're gonna head out to the valley and explore the rest of Jackson Hole. There is literally no limit to the number of outdoor activities you can take part in year-round. To really check out the views, we could jump on the aerial tram at Jackson Hole, but I might recommend taking one of the local hot air balloon tours instead. It's really an amazing way to catch all of the views. That's right, folks, here we are once again at the entrance to Yellowstone. I think I've said it before, all roads lead to Yellowstone. So I'm Stan, your mortgage man, and I am so glad you decided to come along for the ride as we explored the Saltstone region of Wyoming. If you did have a good time on today's ride, please hit the subscribe button and share this with your friends. And as always, if you have any questions at all on how you can make Cheyenne or Wyoming in general your home, hit me up on my website or give me a call. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Why Not?